Everyone, please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Liberty and justice for all.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Here.
Commissioner Landgraf?
Here.
Mayor Holtzman?
Here. Okay. Pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the law. We do not have any presentations tonight, am I correct?
Correct.
We have no department head reports tonight, correct?
No, we might have a couple on the phone or on the phone.
Any discussion on capital?
No.
No? Okay. So the following is the workshop portion of our meeting, and these are the items we will take action on after the workshop is closed. The first thing is we will have minutes from February 13th, 2020, February 27th, 2020, and February 27th, 2020 executive session. We have a resolution tonight, resolution to authorize the reading of the budget by title only. We have an introduction of an ordinance, and that is 2020-007, and that's establishing arcades as an accessory use in the city commercial district. You okay with that so far, everyone?
Yep. Do we need to go into the ordinance introduction that deals with accessory uses? You have to have a principal use on the site, typically a restaurant or something like that on the property. And then we limit the amount of people that can be in it, basically the size. So,
Right.
And they would be required to obtain a mercantile license on an annual basis.
Yes, correct.
So this isn't for somebody to open up a business that's just an arcade, correct, Lance?
That's correct. It's an
Okay,
accessory use. That's what accessory.
right. Well,
You
I
have
know.
to have a principal use.
Right. I wanted to just clarify for anybody on the
Yep.
call. Okay.
Good.
All
Maximum,
right.
which is 700, which is not that much. So that's a good, but I think it's a nice addition to the city.
Yes. Okay. Are they going to have skee ball?
No, it's not that. With no tickets, there will be nothing like that.
Okay.
It's going to
I
be
like-
more electronic type games.
Okay.
Hopefully some old school pinball.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like pinball. I'm sorry. I like skee ball. All right. I'll have to go somewhere else for skee ball. Anyway, got to lighten up the mood a little bit right now, right, everybody? The next thing on our agenda is we will have a public hearing and then the adoption of ordinance 2020-006. And this is granting the authority for our city engineer, Ed Stinson, to issue street opening permits for hardship conditions. We discussed this over the last couple meetings, so the people do not have to go through almost a 2-month process to get their street opened when we basically tell them what they have to do when they buy a house or redo a house or whatever. Correct, Lance?
Correct. This speeds up that process.
Yes. Okay, so that's great. That makes their life easier, and it's too cumbersome before. Okay, the next is resolutions that we will be voting on by consent. The first one is 2020-145, and that is authorizing the serving of food through a service window onto public or private property. And that is for the restaurants that exist right now, or anyone that comes in. Correct, Lance?
Correct. What this came out of is actually the emergency that we're in now, the pandemic.
Right.
Right now we have an ordinance that does not permit like a takeout window to dispense food onto the sidewalk.
Right.
With the emergency, I believe this would only be functional during the state of emergency. Is that
Okay.
correct, Tim?
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
It's
So this is
just for, it makes, the ones that do it out onto private property, they can do that now. We wanted to include them to make sure that it was clear for everybody they can do it.
It's just during the state of emergency, and then the commission can take a step back and determine whether it's something they want to implement full time or it was only worth doing during the state of emergency.
Yeah.
okay. All right.
It creates a easier, hands off kind of a pickup and drop and
Right,
And,
the people don't have to go inside to pick up.
Exactly, exactly.
Perfect, okay. Okay,
Anything we
that's,
can do is continue. It's, I'm all.
okay, that's good. The next item is, the next resolution is 2020-146, and this is supporting bill number 1071 in the Senate and the Assembly bill 639. And I'll read a little bit of that, okay? So anybody out there can understand. They're pending legislation bills, both in the Assembly and the Senate. The bill would increase the amount credited to the Shore Protection Fund on an annual basis from 25 million to 50 million. And that said increase is funding the Shore Protection Fund, which will help all shore communities such as Ventnor with shore protection efforts. And then, hold on, shore protection efforts reduce loss due to flooding, which we know we have that a lot, and helping to protect both the residents and the visitors of the city of Ventnor and their property. So this resolution allows the mayor and the commissioners of the city of Ventnor by this resolution to fully support the adoption of the said bills. Okay?
Good.
Anything on that?
No,
We
that's good.
Okay.
Those bills are stuck up in the legislature, but we still support them.
Yes. Well, I think everything's in a bottleneck at this point. So, okay.
You know, these have been stuck for about 6 months. So.
Oh, okay. Got to get them unstuck then. All right.
Yep.
The next one is Resolution 2020-147, and that is awarding the bid for the reconstruction of Hampshire Drive. And that's the long time waiting, right, Lance? Because that
Yeah, so
like a roller coaster down that street.
yeah, and we're trying to get this one. It's not just the paving of it. The paving of it we had scheduled that would have actually happened a month or so ago. During that design process, the sewer main collapsed in Hampshire Drive. So we had to put that DOT sponsored project on hold in order to get the sewer line designed. We finished that, got it out to bid, and now the whole project is just over $500,000 with the reconstruction of the sanitary sewer, repaving and reconstruction of the street throughout that whole area there on Hampshire Drive. It's, you know, it's actually a decent price. About 275. I have some notes from Ed on this. 277,000 of that is eligible for municipal aid. Not all of it is covered under the current DOT grant that we have, but 230 of that 277 is the sanitary sewer.
Okay.
So the rest of that we can get money for through the DOT and their municipal aid projects.
Okay.
We received a lot of bids, 9 bids, which is good. You want to see that on projects. The low bidder was Lamberg Construction. They are somewhat familiar to me. Ed had worked with them before in Brigantine. They're a Cape May County firm. They were the low bidders. So I would recommend that we pass the resolution awarding that contract to them.
Sounds good. Okay. The next resolution is 2020-148, and this is authorizing the change order number 9 and 10 for the North Beach Scape. And this was just an additional $36,042.60. Am I correct?
It actually overall reduces the contract.
Okay.
We had a significant decrease and then a small increase. There are a couple things we had to pull out because they wouldn't be finished in time for the project sign off.
Right.
So we pulled out the banners. We pulled out the street, the crosswalk painting.
Okay.
There's some projects that are going on in that area out near Tomasello's.
Right.
That requires them to repave a portion of that street. So we didn't want to have that nice new crosswalks put in and then have to rip them up. So
Gotcha.
we delayed that.
I say it's a decrease of 36,042.60.
Yes.
I think increase, my mistake.
And
Okay.
we will take that money to do these 2 or 3 things that we pulled out, the banners and the crosswalks. We will take that money and bid that out separately to get the project finished, as soon as we can.
Good. Okay. Tim, you're okay with all them?
Yeah, I would just say that in some way, having the banners pulled out might be a positive in that we're not paying for them. And we have this, the advertisement bid coming up that we could incorporate.
Bingo.
Make
Yep.
money.
Bingo.
There you go.
David?
Nice.
There.
Okay, good. All right, the next thing we will vote on is the approval of our bills and payrolls. And do we have any discussion items?
I did not have any for you.
You
No.
have one? No? Okay. So the next would be the public portion. So I will open it up to the public, anybody on the line, and they can ask any questions pertaining to anything that we just discussed. There will be another public portion at the end that people can speak on anything they like to speak. Anyone? Oh, do I have a motion to open public portion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, open to the public. Anyone like to speak? Jim, is there a delay?
No, I unmuted. There was only 2 other people on, and I unmuted both of them.
Okay, so do I have a motion to close public portion?
I'm getting somebody on chat here. I'm seeing it on group chat. Do you see it?
I see it number 2. Do we click on it?
Yeah.
It's from Tim Kreischer. Thanks to
There we
the Commission for looking into the Senate and Assembly bill and following my suggestion to do a resolution to support.
Right, I
Yeah.
saw it popped
We
up
were
on my.
aware of the bills, and they've been sitting up in the legislature for 6 months. So we figured we'd pass the resolution. I don't know that it's going to do any good to move it forward. We will keep an eye on it.
Okay, good. All right, do I have a motion to close public portion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, do I have a motion to close the workshop portion of the meeting?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's go right into the regular voting session of the meeting. First, do I have an approval of the minutes for February 13th, 2020?
Motion to approve minutes of February 13th, 2020.
Do I have a second?
Second motion.
Lisa, I was there for that meeting, right?
That was the meeting you were absent.
Oh, so I have to abstain. Okay, I thought so. Okay, roll call, Lisa?
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Landgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Abstain. Okay, next we have approval of the minutes for February 27th, regular meeting, and February 27th, our executive meeting. Do I have a motion to approve these minutes?
Motion to approve minutes of the regular and executive sessions from February 27th, 2020.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel? Commissioner Landgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. The next we have Resolution 2020-144, and that is a resolution to authorize the reading of the budget by title only. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt resolution 2020-144.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel? Commissioner
Yes.
Kriebel? Commissioner
Yes.
Landgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Next, we have a introduction of ordinance 2020-007, and that is establishing arcades as an accessory use in the city commercial district. Do I have a motion to introduce this ordinance? This ordinance.
Motion to introduce ordinance 2020-007.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Landgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Next, we have a public hearing. The public hearing is on 2020-006, and that is granting the authority to our city engineer, Ed Stinson, to issue street opening permits for hardship conditions. Do I have a motion to open to the public?
Motion to open public hearing on ordinance 2020-006.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's now open to the public. If anyone from the public like to speak on this.
Both people have been unmuted, so
They're unmuted, Jim?
yes.
Okay. All right, I see none. Do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next is the adoption of the ordinance 2020-006, authorizing the city engineer to issue street opening permits for hardship conditions. Do I have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Motion to adopt ordinance 2020-006.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Okay, next we have resolution 2020-145 to 2020-148 to vote by consent. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adopt resolutions 2020-145 through 148 by consent.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Okay, next we have bills and payroll. I know Al Stanley, our CFO, is on the line. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you give us our bills and payrolls?
Okay, the payroll is $538,462.53. And the bill list is $3,509,365.42.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve bills and payroll stated by our CFO?
So motion.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Lisa, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kriebel?
Yes.
Commissioner Langgraf?
Yes.
Mayor Holtzman?
Yes. Do we have any announcements or safety report? No?
No.
Do we have any commissioner comments or reports?
Tim, you have anything?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple comments. First of all, I want to thank all of our first responders. They're putting themselves in harm's way multiple times. I know Chief Cahill is on this, I believe, in the waiting room, and I want to thank him and Chief Biaggi for their continued leadership in that role. We are under a state of emergency throughout the state, and in Ventnor, we have confirmed cases that grow every single day. The latest number is 191 in Atlantic County and 8 confirmed in Ventnor. Those numbers have quite a bit of a lag as they channel their way through the system. So we're probably double that in Ventnor is more than likely. And so we have to continue to use our social distancing. If the Ventnor beaches and boardwalks continue to be closed until further notice, at this point, no warnings will be given to those found in violation. We are having people that are coming from the Margate beaches, some on the boardwalks. The whole point of this is to continue social distancing. It's really our only real tool against the spread. If you can't stress that enough.
Tim, did you say people are not getting warned?
They are not getting warned at this point. No, there was a few. We were warning people. But at this point, we really have to crack down on it, and warnings aren't going to be given any longer. They're going to start to get violations.
Oh, that when you said they weren't getting warnings, I thought that okay. You didn't say that they're not getting a warning. They're just going to get a summons.
That's right.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I got
No
you.
more warnings, right? It's getting real. No more warnings.
No more warnings.
Yeah.
No, if someone's on there, they're going to get a summons.
Yeah. The other change is the mandated state basic life support services as a response to emergency medical services. People are going to have to get used to the fact that our EMS are going to be protecting themselves and the patients when they go up. It's going to be different. They're going to be masked. They're going to mask patients. They're going to be screening people that are exhibiting fevers, coughs, and shortness of breath, and making determinations based on new guidelines whether they're going to be transported or treated in place. So there's going to be an adjustment period there for people. But we can't stress enough that the best way to prevent the illness is to avoid being exposed. And if you do have to go outside, wearing a mask protects yourself from other people. It doesn't really protect you from the virus. The best information you can find is on the New Jersey Clearinghouse, covid19.nja.gov. And if Chief Cahill is still on and he has anything else to add.
Honestly, I think right now our call volume is down because people are doing the right thing, staying home, taking care of themselves when they're not feeling generally unwell, and not clogging the system. As long as we can keep the system afloat, everybody's safer.
Great. Good. That's good to hear.
You good, Tim?
Yeah. On a lighter
I got a
note,
couple things.
Oh,
on a much lighter note, we did have meetings at the pier this week. We picked siding colors and roofing colors and gate colors, basically just keeping in the same design. But that building is starting to shape up in terms of the size and the shape and the roughing it and the exterior and the building itself. It's going to be a really great addition to the pier. So looking forward to that as it progresses.
Good.
But that's all I have.
Okay,
Lance?
just a couple updates, and I probably should have brought the first thing up in discussion, but it was in my notes and I didn't move it up top. Code office hours. Jim would like to kind of keep in line with some of the other offices and run the code office from 8:30 to 12:30 during each day. If they need to come in the afternoons, his staff said they will come in if they got to meet with somebody, so obviously keeping social distances apart or get some paperwork done for somebody. They will do that, but I was okay with him switching to the 8:30 to 12:30 hours.
One question, Lance, if you don't mind. Is that all of the staff coming in those hours?
No, still limited staff.
Good, perfect.
Yeah, still limited staff.
Yeah, because
But
is
we are
that
still moving through the permitting process. That leads me to the next comment. The governor put some more restrictions on construction.
right.
Over today, and what that entails is, first of all, municipal projects like infrastructure, utilities, things of that nature, those can move forward. The work that's happening on Dorset Avenue, this is actually a great time to do utility work on Dorset Avenue. Traffic is new. So it's you take advantage of the crumbs that you get in a situation like this, and that's one. Construction, residential construction, and we posted or will be posting the governor's comments on our Facebook and city website, and we put together a little, Maria was able to get from some other towns, a nice little blurb on what is permitted and what isn't. So if you have a residential construction project moving forward, you had a permit prior to tomorrow, you will be able to continue that project. Contractors will be limited to a maximum of 5 people working on that project at any one time. So you can have 5 people in the house or on the site working at one time. The other project that city and Commissioner Kriebel already talked about it is the Pier House. I'm moving away from calling it a restroom, Tim, because it's much nicer than a restroom. So I'm going to start calling it the Pier House. And that can certainly continue again because it's a municipal project. We're also going to take advantage of the boardwalk being closed down. We received bids yesterday or today, I guess it was, for some boardwalk repairs. And Beth, you have your finger over the camera.
I'm sorry.
Quite odd.
I didn't want you to see me.
Okay. Thought I was getting the thumb. Is that some kind of Italian curse you're putting on me? Sorry. So we were going to try and get it on for tonight's agenda, but we're going to wait till our next meeting in just 2 weeks. So we got some good pricing in for some boardwalk repairs that we can get done quickly because no one's up there. So construction can continue in a limited fashion. I didn't get a good handle on any commercial type construction, but I think as long as they are adhering to the limit of 5 workers at any one time, I think they can continue. My discussions with Jim Agnesino were that it really didn't affect any current projects in the city that are going on from a private or a municipal standpoint. So he has changed up how he's doing inspections. Inspections for existing homes that are being sold or rented. We're not doing physical inspections. Photographs are being taken, documented, certifications are being provided by the realtor and homeowners with regard to certain conditions in that home. If it's a new project, new home, new construction, they are doing the inspections, but everybody has to be out of the property and off the site for our inspectors to go there and look at the property. So we're keeping that moving as much as we can.
All right.
And again, I wanted to echo Commissioner Kriebel's comments. Our public safety guys, Chief Cahill, Chief Biaggi, even the lifeguards are kicking in. I was in the city hall today, and we have lifeguards helping out on some of the safety critical issues with managing people in and out of city hall. Just everybody, even Public Works. These guys they're out there, they're doing their job, and they're taking whatever precautions they can. And I think Chief Cahill set the bar for that with how guys are handling the jobs, and we've copied that as much as possible in Public Works. So kudos to those guys. Thanks for what you're doing, guys and girls. Thanks for what you're doing, and stay safe. That's all I got.
Can I add something? I should say the New Jersey Municipal Managers Association has been so valuable to be a part of, because there's a group of us that is just sharing everything. And it's either validating what, some of the decisions we've made and what we've come up with, because, they're coming up with the same ideas on how to handle things, or we're getting good ideas. And they've hired an attorney that is sort of giving everyone his interpretation and guidance of some of these executive orders, and summarizing them into something less than, or just something, for us to all clearly understand. So it's really been a good, to be a part of that membership. And, you mentioned that, and that's what reminded me to say this to you.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that we've done has already filtered down to other towns.
Mm-hmm.
We were one of the first in our area to shut down short-term rentals. Brigantine just did it last night.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I have to bring up something.
And they closed down their seawall, and they have an observatory up in the north end, and they closed down the Cove Beach because people were congregating there, and that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So we're seeing these things ripple effect down. We didn't, and the mayor said it, and Tim has said it. We didn't want to close the boardwalk and beach. It's not something we wanted to do. We felt it was something that was necessary to do, and
And I think that's worth mentioning, that we're struggling with that every day, and we talk with each other every day. I think the public should know that we'll do everything we can to open it up when the guidance tells us it's the right thing to do.
Right.
But it's just way too early for that. We're still on the early side of this whole and this whole national state of emergency and public health crisis. It's not something to be treated lightly.
Okay, you guys done?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll echo our public safety. They're great. I always said they're great. A different breed of men and women. So I thank our chiefs and all of the line staff. I also want to thank Public Works, because they're out there and still doing what they have to do. And I also want to thank all the office staff that are still coming in and leaving the house, and they're considered essential, and they're there, and they're doing everything they can, and they're doing cross doing different work, whatever has to be done. So I wanted to mention that. Lance, I'm glad you brought up the short-term rentals, because I wanted to mention every Wednesday afternoon the governor's office has a meeting for the mayors. It's Atlantic County, Cape May, and Ocean. We're the three counties together. And in the meeting yesterday afternoon, something came up which was a little disturbing. So I hope it doesn't happen here. But you might want to give code a heads up on it. It seems that, and I really don't know what town it was. It wasn't Atlantic County, that I know. But it seems that people that from, say, New York, especially, I think it's more New York, that really want to come down and they want short-term rentals, it seems that some realtors are doing a year lease for them. So it looks like they're moving here for a whole year, but it's like wink, wink. You don't worry, they're not really going to be here for a whole year. So I think you might want to just give Jimmy a heads up.
Okay, I'll do that.
If they start seeing an unusual amount of people that are all of a sudden moving to Ventnor, that's their way of getting around short-term rentals in another town.
Right.
Okay. So I thought that was something. But
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. That's something that I don't think we would have that problem, but who knows? And they did say the governor wasn't going to, at this point, they weren't doing anything with real estate or realtors, but he was going to flag that up to the governor, up to the higher ups that's happening in other areas. There's it's across the board with the beach communities, the shore communities with more traffic than usual and things like that. So we're no different than anyone. I think every boardwalk at this point has closed. I'm not sure.
Not Atlantic City.
Not Atlantic City. I did, just so on record, yesterday in the meeting, I did add one thing I said I want to, it makes it very difficult for a town like ours that we actually border Atlantic City. Although the casinos and restaurants aren't open, I told them, people now, they've been in the house for so many weeks, they need to get out. And with the weather getting warmer and warmer, we're concerned that there's going to be a big influx of people just to walk on the Atlantic City Boardwalk or to go to their beach. And it almost defeats what we're doing. So I did actually request that the state close it down because the state has oversight over the city. So, they say it's up to the municipalities, they're up to the mayor, yet the state is basically running Atlantic City. So I voiced that concern loudly. So I did do that.
Good.
Yes, but I think other boardwalks like in Ocean County, and I think any ones that are in Cape May, I think they've all closed. So, I know Margate Beach hasn't closed, so I know people, someone was telling me that people that are walking on the beach in Margate are walking right onto Ventnor beaches.
They are.
Yeah, so I did let Mayor Becker know when we were closing the beach and boardwalk. I don't know if, we feel the need to maybe ask if they could close their beach down since it's really not beach season yet.
Well, that same conversation you had with Mayor Becker, I had with Commissioner Amadeo. They said his indication to me was they would evaluate it as the weather improved. If the beach became an attractive nuisance that we think it is, if their beach became that, they would consider doing something along those lines. But they were not there at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
But like as Commissioner Kriebel said, people aren't getting warned anymore. So if the people from Margate are walking along the beach and they don't realize that now they're on a Ventnor beach, they're going to get a summons.
Well, there's a fence and a sign, but I understand Margate's point of view that our boardwalk creates the attractive nuisance for the beach, and you can't really close one down without the other. But it's only the ordinance is the ordinance, and we should always enforce everyone fairly. So in this case, we're gonna warning time is over. They've had a chance for a week to get used to the idea. And now we've got to just like the Governor Murphy's executive order increases the social distancing, we're going to be doing the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. The only other thing I'd like to mention, I don't know if anybody said it and I was not paying attention, but I drive by it every day going to and from work, or if I happen to run to the food store. The firehouse is absolutely magnificent looking building. It really is. A few times I realized I had to go because the light turned, but now there's no traffic, so I can actually stand there and turn my head and look. It's really beautiful. It is a beautiful building as people come in on Wellington Avenue into our city. It really is.
Better and better. Yeah.
The
architect. And
Chief, you going to move your office to the new building?
No, I did my time in that quarters. I was the ghetto, so somebody else turned.
That won't be the house that the guys don't want to go to anymore, right?
Oh no, the guys are already chomping for summer details there.
I'm sure it is. It's a beautiful building. I'm thrilled that we all made that move. We all made that decision. All right. Well, I don't have anything else to say. The commissioner's done, and Maria, you're done. Everybody's done?
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. We don't have an executive session. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, for public comment.
What? Excuse me?
I know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I jumped over. Okay. Hold on. All right. So we're still on our commissioner comments. Okay. One other thing I'd like to say, happy Passover, happy Easter, happy whatever.
Yep.
Everyone stay safe and well. And now we'll open up to the public for any comments. It doesn't have to pertain to what we just voted on. Do I have a motion to open a public comment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
They're all unmuted.
They're all unmuted. Anyone, Jim? No? Okay. Do I have a motion to close public portion?
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tim, did I hear? Aye.
Yes.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Have a nice holiday, everyone, and stay safe.